Hello folks, this is Tomi Joutsen, I'm the singer of Amorphis, and you are watching Heavymetal.dk. Well, it's been really interesting. Of course, the venues are huge, and I'm a little bit surprised how big they are at the moment. They are like huge, and the venues are. I think the smallest one there was like 10,000 people or something, and we are just playing clubs when we are doing like headline tours. It's been a fantastic opportunity to have some new fans, and it's great to see every evening how Volbeat takes the audience and how the people are enjoying the show. And it's been also nice to meet the guys. I met Michael a couple of times, but this time I had a chance to talk with him a little bit, and he's really down-to-earth guy, really professional, and he really likes music, which is great, you know, because some of the big stars, they are a little bit tired of music business and all the music around him, but I think he still really likes what he's doing, and that's great. It's been surprisingly nice, because normally after a year you feel like album is like kind of old or something like this, but with this one it's been great, and I think one reason is that we have made different kind of tours. For example, this one is totally different than we did when we did a headline tour. The venues are different, and the set list it's totally different, and we also made one US tour. We haven't played there in many years, so it was really fun to go there again. And people seem to be really into with the new album. The reviews, they've been great, and also you can feel that the people in the audience, they really like the new material, which is great. And for me as a fan of the band Amorphis, it feels really strange when we are playing like really old songs from the past, and some of the young kids, they really don't recognize the songs, which is kind of weird feeling. But of course it's great when you do music and the fans still are interested of the new songs after like 20 years, over 20 years career. That's incredible, I think. Well, I think the biggest difference is the producer. The Circle album we did with Peter Tatgren from Hypocrisy and Pain, and it was first time we tried to have like a producer for the whole album. Normally it's been like there's been a producer only for the vocal tracks, but with Peter we wanted to have like a real producer, and it was great. And we did everything, as I remember, in Helsinki. And with the latest Under the Red Cloud album, we traveled to Jens Bokran's place. We started in Stockholm with drums, and then we went to his hometown in Sweden. And they are totally different persons, you know. Peter is more like a guy who's been playing in bands for years, and he has a totally different point of view in things, and Jens is more like a perfectionist in a way. He wants to have hundreds of takes, and but it was really fun to work with both guys. It's really, I don't want to say which one is better, because that's stupid, because people are different, but it was fun to work with both of them. And yeah, I think I think there wasn't that big difference between the songs when we started to do demos and stuff. And of course, it's every time you go to studio, it's a total different story. But we are just a bunch of guys who are composing music. You know, that's it. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. We start to work after this tour. We had something like 20 demos already, and I'm going to do some pre-production for vocals in Helsinki, and then Jens comes to Finland, and we work like a week here in Finland, and then we go to Sweden. We travel to Sweden, and then we start to record the tracks. Actually, I don't drink that much, so I think I didn't have any hangover. I'm the boring guy in the band. But yeah, of course, if there's a day off and if you are visiting a cool city, why not? And I think this is a great place to be. I'm really a little bit sad about the weather. We had a long walk with Oppo, the bass player, and we found a cool guitar shop. They had some really cool vintage guitars, and we also visited a couple of second-hand stores. So I think this is a city that I really like. Actually, I think we have like 20 shows and we had like 4 day offs. But for me, this is like a holiday because the biggest leg is like only 6 days. Okay. And so I think for us it works the best if we have like six shows in a row and then 1 day off and then 6 shows, and that's like a good schedule for us. But for example, last time we played in US, I think we had like 70 shows in a row. And that's like, when you're doing headline shows, it's always like an hour and a half, like 90 minutes. And when you're using grows and clean style also, it's not a great thing. I think when I joined the band, we started to take those death metal roots back to the music, and I think that was a good thing to do, or right thing to do. I feel really comfortable to use that kind of influences in music, and I'm totally love it that we are still playing songs from the Tales album and also sometimes from even Carolina Isthmus album, because the roots are there, and I really love those 2 first albums. And I don't know if we're ever gonna do like a 100% death metal album again. It would be great if you ask me, but I don't know about the other guys. Maybe it would be a little bit boring for them, but as a singer I'm really satisfied at the moment. I'm definitely more into growls, but it's okay to use also clean, so it gives like a bigger scale to use your emotions and the melodies, and that's great. I've been a little bit lazy. I've listened to those demos like 3 times, and all I can say that there are some good songs, but I can definitely say also that not everything will be released. So I think it's good to have like a big amount of songs, so you can pick all the best ones, and maybe we will have like 10 or 9 songs on the final album. And I'm really satisfied that there are like not only one person who is composing music. I think 3 guys did demos, and I think Tomi will also put some songs for the album, so there will be like 4 guys who are composed music for this album. So every time we hit the studio we have lots of material, and I think that's a great thing because it helps with the pressure. You don't have any pressure that we have to compose lots of stuff in studio. Of course it's great if something really magical happens in studio. You just realize that we need one riff and someone like composes at the moment a great riff that can happen, but I think it's a great thing to have lots of songs. And yeah, but I think all the elements are there. There are lots of melodies, like shitloads of melodies, and there are some really heavy riffs also. We don't have any vocals yet, but there will be definitely some growth again. Not really. I think this year we will be working with the album, and I think we have deadline for January, and the album will come out on June, I think. Yeah, and I guess we will do some just small shows here and there. I don't know. We haven't booked any shows. Of course, we will do some festival shows next summer, but I think there is a time for do some other shows with project bands and stuff like this. And of course, I think we need to have some rest from the band because we've been on the road like 2 years. It's been fun. I'm not complaining. It hasn't been too rough or too hard, but it's great to be back home again. It's incredible to be here again. This is a great venue, and pre-sales are pretty okay, so it will be a great show, I think. And would be nice to come here to play in some festival also next summer. So let's see what promoters can do.
All this treasure and lay my youth on a bed.